I'll call this meeting to order. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sylvia, roll call, please.
Council President Young,
Here.
Councilor Browse.
Here.
Councilor Mays. Here. Councilor Scott.
Present.
Councilor Giles.
Here.
Councilor Stankey.
Here.
And Mayor Rosner is absent.
Next on the agenda is approval of agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. The consent agenda comprises of 6 items. Approval of February 3rd, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Approval of February 6th, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Resolution 2024-006 authorizing workback policy for the City of Sherwood. Resolution 2024-007 authorizing leave donation policy for the City of Sherwood. And Resolution 2024-008 authorizing the City Manager Pro Tem to sign a contract amendment with WSP USA Environmental and Infrastructure, Inc. for the Tannery Site Cleanup Project. And last, Resolution 2024-009 declaring support for a comprehensive approach to addressing Oregon's addiction and community livability crisis. Do I have a motion?
Move consent.
Second.
All those in favor of approving consent?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion approved. Thank you, council. Next on the agenda is citizen comments. Sylvia, do we have any requests, forms?
No. Robert James Claus, 2221 Southwest Pacific Highway, but first I need a point of clarification.
Yeah, thank you.
You are saying that if you have a different subject, you have to have a different request. In other words, you're implying you get 4 minutes for each subject, not 4 minutes for your citizens' request. Now, what I want to know without that thing on is a clarification point on what you're saying. Because it's a complete mix-up if you're trying to exhaust your administrative remedies and reach finality the way you worded that. And I know you're not clever enough to have done that without. I mean, I don't understand what you're saying there. Now, I'll let it go at that, and now I want to get to the second one. But I need a clarification for that.
Okay, we'll get clarification. My understanding is each citizen can speak 4 minutes at a city council meeting. So
For citizen comments.
For citizen comments. So we'll go ahead and restart his 4 minutes and let him begin.
Okay, you'll put that in writing, I hope. Okay, now. You're going to want to read that.
Can you, hand
Give
those to
everything to
Sylvia. Hand them to Sylvia.
No, I have to serve on that. There's a problem technically.
No, please.
Hand them to Sylvia, please. Thank you.
Okay, now, we recently had a property in parcel leased, and the city told them it was okay, they could locate there, and then they changed their mind. Now, you better look carefully at the document I've given you, because I took it down to standards and practice or ethics, and they said, if this gets notarized anyplace, it can be treated as perjury. That is not what happened. Now, I don't care, because I'm looking for everything I can to say you're doing things wrong, because that's half of winning your suit. What I'm telling you is that you have a staff member who on tape recorded said, I don't care what you've been doing for 20 years, I'm changing it. Now I assumed immediately he had a law license, so I called the bar, he doesn't. So that's ultra vires, beyond the scope of his employment. I would look carefully because that's what ethics is looking at. That's where your perjury comes in. Normally, it's just money. Like when I could have filed a thing against Mays and Langer when they were on Walmart because there was money involved, and that was a justifiable complaint. Where you get is if it's perjury and the staff members involved, you've got another problem. Now, I don't think they'll take it up, but I have to exhaust that remedy. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is I have never heard anybody say 20 years of non-conforming use in this town, and it's actually more than that, it's closer to 35, he can change without a public hearing. And that's on tape. Now, I tell you that not because I care in the sense of I appreciate foolishness. That wins half your case when a judge says, you took it upon yourself to change a ruling by city council. We fired Jim Rapp over the same thing. It was one of the 3 reasons he was canned. He tried to tell Derek Dittman, I'll tell you when you can work on a non-conforming site. That's not the way it works. We have a long-standing policy, but I'm here tonight because I have never, ever seen a non-lawyer assuming some of the language and read it. And it went in your office, and my understanding is, from a preliminary search, you had it. It's not a statement of fact what happened there. He's dreaming it up. Now, that's your problem, not mine, or maybe your problem. But of course, what you're trying to get to is you exhaust administrative remedies and you're completely unreasonable and don't respond, which you don't. But I have never, ever seen anyone say any place, I'm going to assume ultra various functions, and I'm not an attorney, and I'm going to change it. And what about next door? I said, no, he's a good guy. Good luck with that one, because now you've got a 14th Amendment problem, and that's covered under the Oregon Constitution and the 14th Amendment and the Tucker Act and Title 42 U.S.C. 1983. So good luck. It's like notified ADA, you weren't going to have a hearing device here. You corrected that quickly.
Thank you, Jim. Brad, do we have anybody online? Nope, okay. It's a big agenda tonight. Next on the agenda is city manager's report. Craig, you have anything? Okay, I'll let you speak and then fill out a form after. Come on up.
Okay.
Just state your name and address, and you'll have 4 minutes.
Peter Foster, 19800 Southwest Kruger Road of the high school there. On a lighter note, I plan to be the future owner of this single farm restaurant on the 20 acres that we picked up, and I wanted to just invite the council and the mayor. Is Tim still with us?
No, he's not feeling well tonight.
Okay. Anyway, I want. With us. Is he alive?
He's still
so yeah, that was kind of like my main purpose of being in there, and just to kind of hear your ideas and your thoughts, like the caboose with the slushy machine, but that's Tim's. And I did some consulting work for the city on the Pine Street, that new brew pub, and I think that a market of choice or something, a cut above Safeway in Old Town would benefit as an amenity to what I think you folks are trying to preserve and build on, just because I've been in hospitality my whole life, and I think that's necessary. And then lastly, I guess John Rankin, does everybody know who that is? John Rankin. He's been doing he's a land use specialist. He's been doing it for 40 years or so. He's kind of showing us that we should ask for the whole piece of Sherwood West. Obviously, that would benefit my restaurant, so full disclosure, but I sense that a lot of you guys want to have control over what happens in the states doing this other thing over here. If you ask for the whole piece to come in at the same time, you maintain that control that I think you all want. So other than that, I don't really have much to say. On the heels of that guy, though, I would love to invite you guys up for some scones and coffee and show you our vision up there. I think it'd be a great addition to Sherwood.
And I actually believe things you're saying today in your testimony, so I greatly appreciate that.
Okay. Well,
I don't believe a thing that other people often say, because it's just the reality.
If you could just fill out one of the public comments and bring it to Sylvia for the record, that would
okay,
be great.
thank you.
Thanks, nice meeting you, Peter.
Thank you.
All right, now on to city manager report. Craig.
I will keep it short. I don't have really anything tonight. I think I've been having a lot of communication with all of you last week and in the weekly reports. If you have any questions of myself or the staff, do so.
Do they have any questions? Oh, no, that's getting off a little too easy.
I've got something if you'd like to hear it.
Well, we will hear from other staff as well. Go ahead.
We are pleased to have a new deputy city attorney starting on Monday. And we will have her introduce herself at is it March 5th is the next one? And it's going quick. March 5th, she'll be here to introduce herself and meet all of you. And I appreciate council being a part of the interview process on that. So it was a good thing. So we're excited to have her.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was good to meet her, and I think she'll be a good addition. She
Yeah.
comes with some
Yeah.
strong background, strong skills.
Right, and after the concerns other communities trying to hire a good attorney, we put out the feelers, and you got a number of good applicants and found somebody. That's awesome.
Awesome. Anybody else? No? Ty, you have anything?
No?
No? Great.
I'm
You're all good?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will move on to council announcements. Let's see who started first last time. We'll go with Dan. We'll go this way.
All right. The Planning Commission did not meet last week. They do plan to meet next week, though, so I should have an update about that. I think we're doing 2 public hearings, so some things are moving along. The Sherwood Foundation for the Arts is hosting the 10th annual puzzle competition here in Sherwood. It's at a new location this year, Countryside Community Church on Kruger Road, to accommodate even more teams to participate. The events will start at 10, 12, and 2 p.m., which are the individual team of 2 and team of 4. If you haven't been, it's as silly as it sounds, it's exciting to see at least the beginning of the puzzle competition start, where everybody's ripping open the boxes and starting the puzzles. And people are really fast. Our puzzling competition has grown over the years. We get people from other states flying in just for this competition now, and it's a good time. So if you have a time on Saturday, you should come. It's super fun. And that's all I have for tonight.
I don't have a whole lot. It's really exciting to see the growth of the puzzle competition. Sean used to talk about it every year. I know his wife's involved, and so it's good to thank you for that update, because it's been a huge success. I love that kind of stuff. I had the good fortune of attending the police awards banquet. I know with several of you as well, a couple weeks ago, and with my wife, and that was really a cool event. I'm sorry I hadn't been in the previous years that I've been on council or even before, but I'm really glad I went. And just we were really lucky in this town to have Ty and his staff, and just a really phenomenal police force, and just to see them get kind of humanized and recognized, and it was a lot of fun. And there were some funny videos and whatnot we got to watch. But just a shout out to all of them. They're real people, and they're doing a really great job in this community. So. And I also just want to say, Craig and Kristen, you guys have been doing a great job, with me, and I'm sure with the rest of the council, and keeping us updated and running the city, and appreciate you both taking on that burden here, for however long that's going to be. So, thank you, and I appreciate all your updates and all of staff. I think staff is doing an incredible job in the city. We had a really good working session. I know I wasn't here, the last council meeting, because I had a birthday that night, so I'm now 50.
What an excuse.
Yeah.
So old.
I'm old, yeah. So anyway, I wanted to get a chance to say I thought that was a really good session, and I'm really excited about the work that you all are doing and the way you're putting it all together for us, and appreciate you all, and we're here to support you, so, and the rest of our community. There was a Parks Board meeting last week, a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I missed it. So the agenda was pretty light. I think it was a pretty standard, kind of update on projects. And there was usually every Parks Board meeting, there's a tree removal or two. We're not cutting down a forest. These are like dead trees that someone noticed that's in city-owned land. It's usually not in a park sometimes. It's just in a green space, and it's really a safety thing. We take out the dead tree so a branch doesn't fall on somebody's head or whatnot, and then usually they go back and plant new trees that are appropriate, for the location later. So pretty routine stuff. So that was at Parks Board, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilor Mays?
Thank you, Council President Young. Had cultural arts last night. It was a nice review about the very successful Lunar New Year event, and thoughts for ideas bounced around for the next year. Yeah, kudos to everything that Doug just said about staff, and I was sorry that I had a conflict and couldn't attend the awards banquet for the police officers, but yeah, it's always fantastic to be able to celebrate our public safety professionals like that, and look forward to being there next year. Reminder for those, I can't remember if I said this recently or not, but when people testify, there is no oath. People do not swear to tell the truth. It is just one of those things. And I always find it interesting. There's only 2 people I know in the world that personally know that a judge has ruled testify in a multi-million-dollar case, and their testimony is deemed untruthful and was thrown out and not used in a lawsuit. And one of them was there this evening. So it's just funny that, it's tough to believe what people say sometimes, and especially from some people. That's all I got.
All right. Councilor Brass?
Maya with the Senior Center wanted me to announce that the Sherwood Senior Shuttle, say that however many times fast, is alive. It's alive. Yes, she has. It's alive. Anyway, pre-registrations are being taken now for the March 4th soft launch, and the press releases have gone out to the Archer. April is when we hope to have it fully functioning. But on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, the shuttle service will be running between 9:30 and 4, and they are looking for some more drivers to do the Monday routes. So pretty exciting that now we will have a shuttle. That's it.
That's a good question about that.
Possibly.
Is it like a set route, or is it kind of a on-demand service, like you call and say you need a ride somewhere and then they arrange it? Or?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would look. So I was looking at Keith's mom. She might have more information on that than I have.
Okay, we can find out.
Yeah, we'll
that's
find
good.
out about that.
Good to know.
That's a really good question.
Councilor Giles?
All right. So I'll echo everything that was said about the city staff. I had an interaction where it was really clear to me that they were trying to get to yes, right? There was a lot of options we could go, and I had Hugo from the helping me understand intricacies of ADUs, and somebody else piped up and said, well, what if we did this? And it was a problem-solving event, and it was great, and so I just appreciate how helpful they are. The library did not meet this last bit. We've got a meeting coming up. I did want to talk about something that I was surprised that my daughter wanted to sign up for, but it is Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue are redoing their camp, and they've got some special activities that are targeted towards young women, and to try to encourage them into careers into that, but there's also some other ones for everybody that is looking for those. So please go to their website. I just know from participating for a day how exciting and fun it was, and how it opened my mind to the different kinds of career options. I mean, I met somebody there that was in marketing for TV, F&R, and so it was like all the way up to, the when you're a little kid and you say, I want to be a fireman, and you're thinking of that job, that's also available. So everything between those two things, and I know they put on a good camp, very informative, and it'll be great. So go to their website, you can find details on that, and I think that is it for me.
All right. For me, I attended Police Advisory Board last week. We went over some policy updates that I'm sure will be coming forward to council soon. The representative from the Police Advisory Board that sits on the Traffic Safety Committee also gave a really good update on, he's really thorough, giving updates to the PAB on what goes on in those meetings. Talked a lot about the Sunset Timbrell area over there. And then last week I attended the chamber meeting, which was held at TVFNR, which is always a fun one to attend, and TVFNR did a great presentation. I know their levies is coming up for renewal, and it sounds like they'll be asking for a small increase. I'm sure they'll come do a presentation for us like they usually do.
Operating levy or capital levy?
Operating, the 5-year one, yeah. And the puzzle tournament, like Dan talked about, is going to be really fun. I volunteer every year, so it's always a great event, and it's just kind of fun that how it's grown, and they've had to get a bigger space. And like Dan said, they've had people travel from Hawaii and Colorado. I mean, just all over states to come to a puzzle tournament. I mean, it's just a super fun day. I think that's it. I've been enjoying my Friday morning meeting updates with Zach from CFM, our lobbyist, with Tim and Craig and Eric. The amount of information that Zach has to keep in his head to keeping track of what's going on down there at the short session is amazing. But he's the one who's been keeping up to speed on that bill we talked about during the work session, 1537, and then Measure 110 issues and all that. So I think that's it. If anybody else has anything else, then I will adjourn this meeting and we will adjourn to executive session.